This is Roger O'Connell with State Farm. We're here today with Lynn from Davidson LifeLine and Abby. Thank you guys for joining us, and just wanted to hear a little bit more about, we're spotlighting Davidson LifeLine this month.
So Davidson LifeLine is a nonprofit organization that developed in 2012 following a number of suicides in our community. We had 5 suicides in a year, which was 5 times the national average. 2 high school students, an older adult, middle-aged man, and a veteran. And so the town came together and said, what do we do about this? So through that, we've done a lot of work around awareness, advocacy, and education. So we can talk more about that, and we'll also, I'm sure, Amy, you'll have information on the website about that as well. 2 things I really want to say. One is, you have insurance for your home, for your car, for your business, from people who are wonderful, like Roger and his crew here. Just like that kind of insurance, so you also have health insurance. And if you have something wrong with your pancreas, you may be diagnosed with diabetes. And if you have something wrong with your lungs, maybe you'll be diagnosed with asthma. Now, if you have something wrong with your brain, if there's a brain illness, you might be diagnosed with depression or an anxiety disorder or a substance use disorder. So just like physical health, mental health is really important to seek help for, and there are lots of resources around this area. If you're in trouble right now, if you need some help, I encourage you to call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 or text the text crisis line at 741-741. Thanks to Roger and his group.
Abby, you've been involved with Davidson LifeLine as a leader for the last 4 years. Can you talk about how it's impacted your life?
Yeah. So I've been a part of Davidson LifeLine for 4 years, and I'm a member of the student leadership team. I got involved originally after doing a service project after my dad passed away at the beginning of my freshman year. And essentially what the student leadership team does is we try to get the idea of Davidson LifeLine to reduce the stigma around mental health. We try to get that into the high schools in the surrounding community. So I come from Canon School, and so in Canon School we will have presentations that we put on and different events that are hosted throughout the year, and same with all the other surrounding high schools. We have 2 members from each surrounding high school, and it's really been a great experience. I've gotten to know a really good group of students who have all experienced a type of grief in their life. Some it has been a family member, a friend, but some it has also been themselves, and they have had a hard time. So Davidson LifeLine has kind of helped us all put our thoughts together and kind of find the light and know that other people are very similar to us and have experienced the same thing.
Well, I want to talk for a moment about how a community responds to a giant crisis. Years ago here in Davidson, we experienced an unusual number, of course any number is unusual, but an extremely unusual number of suicides within a 12-month period. I turned to our police chief and I said, "Chief, are we having a problem with suicides?" And she said, "Yes, we are." And she showed me the numbers, and they were stunning. During that period of time, about 12 months, we had experienced an unusual number of totally unrelated suicides, but 2 of them included teenagers, which really strikes to the heart of a community. But it also included a gentleman my age who, like me, was a veteran, and others who had reached a stage in their lives where hopelessness had taken over. And we contemplated how a community could respond to that. We hoped that coming together, as we have attempted to do over the years, has brought a level of awareness and a level of focus for all age groups, because suicide knows no age, it knows no race, it knows no socioeconomic status, and we respond as a community to anyone who is in some level of dire straits on their personal level. So we hope that this effort will continue. It is active. It involves all age groups and all groups of people, and and it focuses on mental health and awareness and suicide awareness, which is a difficult thing to discuss. But it has been a privilege to be a part of this group, and we want to continue it forever.
My name is Emmy, and I work at Roger O'Connell State Farm, and I just want to take a moment to say why Davidson LifeLine means so much to us. Last May, one of my very good friends took his own life. He was also a friend and fraternity brother of John, Roger's son. So we both lost someone very dear to us to suicide, and Peter was one of the kindest, most loving, creative, generous, smartest, just one of the most amazing people I've ever known, and I feel so lucky to have called him my friend. So I think it's really special that we get to highlight Davidson LifeLine for May for Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental health and suicide are something that we really need to talk about. It's so important, and it's not something that should be ignored. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to struggle, and it's okay to ask for help. And if you have a friend that's having a hard time, that's struggling, that's hurting, that you're worried about, reach out to someone. Tell your parents, tell their parents, tell a school counselor, tell somebody, because it could really make a difference for so many people. Peter was this amazing human being, and he was hurting, and you never know. You can have someone who's so smart and so kind and just might seem so happy on the outside, but you never know what they're really going through. And it's important to check in. And I'm really glad that we get to work with Davidson LifeLine. I think they're an amazing organization. I've gotten to meet a lot of people through them, and everyone is so kind, and they're all so willing to hear your story and tell their own, which is really amazing. So I'm so glad we get to work with them, and I hope you guys check them out and learn more about what they're doing. They're awesome.
What would you guys say to anybody out there that may be struggling with depression or mental illness? What would you say to them?
I would definitely say that you're not alone. There are a lot of people that are struggling with mental illnesses and depression, and I think I would definitely tell them that the number of people struggling is a lot higher than they expect. I have a lot of friends and that I know of that have struggled, and they kind of feel by themselves, but there are resources like Davidson LifeLine and the suicide prevention hotline and the text crisis line, and there's just so many people that would love to help you.
We know that one in five of us will be dealing with mental illness or substance use disorder in any given year. So talking about it is the best antidote, and that's one of the things that Davidson LifeLine is working really hard toward.
Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you.